Sarah Woods, Martin County Attorney. Chairman of the Board, please announce that the meeting of the Board of County Commissioners is now reopened to the public, and the attorney-client session in the case of Hobe St. Lucie Conservancy District versus Martin County et al., case number 4D20-2036, is now terminated.
Okay, we are back. And with that, can we take up, let's see, we have a request for approval for modified plat for Hobe Sound Courtyards. Do they have anybody here? Are you all here for that? No?
There he is.
Oh, okay. So the next item on the agenda is departmental quasi-judicial number 2, request for approval for modified plat for Hobe Sound Courtyards. Mr. Walker. It's also quasi-judicial. Commissioner Jenkins, you have any quasi?
If I have any that have been filed.
Commissioner Heatherington?
If any, they've been filed.
Commissioner Campy?
If any, they've been filed.
Commissioner Hurd?
I have none, and they've been
I
filed.
don't believe I have any, but if I do, they are filed. Do we have any interveners? Don't have any interveners. And we need to swear in our witnesses.
Raise your right hands. Do you swear or affirm the evidence you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Okay, fantastic. Mr. Walker?
Thank you, and I do have a copy of the agenda item summary and my work history to submit as Exhibit 1. Good morning, Commissioners. Tom Walker, County Surveyor, for the record. On July 13th, 2021, the Board of County Commissioners approved the plat for Hobe Sound Courtyards, and during the subsequent post-approval process, there were some minor technical inconsistencies and redundancies that were found by staff and believed that they should be addressed. The applicant agreed and provided a modified version of the plat for Hobe Sound Courtyards. Staff has found that the modified version of the plat is still consistent with the final site plan that was approved by the board on May 20th, 2020. And in an abundance of caution, staff is asking the board to approve the modified version of the plat before it is recorded. Staff's recommendation is as follows: move that the board receive and file the agenda item and all its attachments as Exhibit 1, and move that the board approve the modified plat for Hobe Sound Courtyards. And with that, I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Great. Any questions for staff? Commissioners?
No.
Nope, seeing none. Mike, are you here for this one? Did you get, are you gonna? Okay. Anybody from the public wish to weigh in on this item? Seeing none?
Move approval.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion, we have a second. Commissioner Heatherington?
That was it. I was just
That
going
was
to make
it?
a motion.
Okay, great. So we have a motion, we have a second. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All is opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Thank you all very much. Next item on the agenda is Department 1, Office Management and Budget items, which require board approval. Ms. Manning, good afternoon. Good morning.
Good morning, Commissioners. Jennifer Manning, Director of O&B. I have 5 items on the agenda, and the first item is Fire Rescue is requesting permission to apply for a $50,000 grant through the American Rescue Plan Act. If successful, they would purchase a mobile command outreach trailer for large events such as the Stewart Air Show, the rodeo, and National Night Out, and the county fair. The matching dollars will be the subrecipients' funding as well as staff, Martin County staff. The second item is permission to accept the community pickup grant for 2021 ARPA, and those funds are to provide early learning and adult literacy services to residents in a qualified census tract. The amount is $21,000. The third item is permission to accept amendment number 1 to increase the Martin County Transit Corridor Express Services Route 20X in the amount of $350,000. That grant provides transportation from Martin County to West Palm Beach to the Veterans Hospital. The grant expires in 2024. Item number 5 is permission to accept, 4, it's permission to accept the FY 2022 Martin County mosquito control grant for $50,000 to provide for chemicals, to purchase chemicals for arthropod control. Item number 5 is Fire Rescue is requesting to create a full-time equivalent position which will be responsible for financial transaction relative to the purchase orders, change orders, P-card transactions, assist in payroll as a backup person, as well as assist with grant reporting and grant opportunities. And as you're aware, Math has been getting a lot of grants for fire rescue, and of course, it's very demanding. And the only impact that this is no monetary impact at this time because they're using contractual funding that is budgeted in FY '22. And we have staff here if there's any questions relating to that position. Thanks.
And that's it?
Mhm.
Any questions, Commissioners, on the 5 items before us?
I'll move approval.
Second.
We have a motion, we have a second. Anybody from the public wish to weigh in on any of these? Seeing none, all in favor of the motion say aye. Aye. All is opposed. Motion carries unanimously.
Okay, thank you. Have a happy holiday.
We're not going to hear from the staff?
Would you like to?
Would you like to hear from them? I mean, Matt's got a pretty green tie.
I'd like to hear,
Chief is all dressed up.
maybe if the chief could just come forward. I had a question about that last agenda item.
Oh, I thought you were going to say the Army Navy
Does
game.
not. Don't do it, man.
You're
He's going to ask you about the Army
I'm going
Navy.
to say, yeah, go Army.
Maybe I'm going to sell,
For the record,
yes,
Thad Chanchuli, Martin County Fire Rescue Fire Chief.
veteran?
Just go Army.
Army.
Just for the record, you don't have to answer.
I don't, okay.
Sir, can you tell us, what are your 2 sons currently doing with themselves?
So they're both serving in the Army right now, and the exciting part is they're actually both coming home this weekend, so I get to see them. So pretty
Fantastic.
excited about
And what do they do in the Army?
that. One is an Army Ranger, and the other is a sniper.
Fantastic. I just wanted to bring you forward to celebrate you. You're also a veteran. Your wife works at the hospital. You're a hero's family, and I just wanted to bring you forward and say, go Army.
Go Army. Thank you. Have a good day.
That was his way of covering up this morning.
Yeah.
Those are heroes.
Now his house won't burn all the way down.
They'll respond.
Yeah.
Have a great Christmas, guys. Okay, item, Department number 2, contracts that meet the threshold for board approval of $1 million or greater. Ms. Brotherton? Good morning.
Good morning. Christy Brotherton, Purchasing Manager.
Proud Palm City resident.
That's right. We have 3 items for your consideration this morning. The first one is our Hobe Sound Baskerville Bridge Electrical and Control System Rehabilitation Contract. I do need to point out that we discovered a bid calculation error after this agenda item was submitted, so we do have a modified recommended action, as you can see below. Staff is recommending that the board award the contract to the lowest responsive and responsible bidder, which is Seacoast Incorporated, in the amount of $4,224,621.20.
Christie, can we stop there for 1
Sure.
second? Commissioner Hurd?
And I don't even know if you know the answers to this, but how long is this project going to last? And is it going to be closed for the duration?
George Zama, Public Works Deputy Director. The contract is for 270 days, and I didn't catch the second half of your question.
It'll be closed for 270 days?
No, well, no, it has to be operational, and if it gets to the point where it is inoperable, they have to work 24/7 to get it functioning properly for operation.
Okay.
And we have communicated this project with the town of Jupiter Island as well, so their staff is well aware, and their commission is aware of the project.
Thanks.
Commissioner Jenkins?
And when is it going to start?
Well, time is of the essence. We're looking to get started at the turn of the year. But they have some procurement time for materials, which, as we're well aware, is hard to get. But there's a lot of electrical systems materials that they have to order. So we want to time it right. So When they are working, they have everything in place and they can get done as efficiently as possible.
And when is our Beach Road, unrelated but related to this, when is our Beach Road project going to commence? Substantively?
Yes, we have a pre-construction meeting tomorrow with the contractor and Florida Department of Transportation. We're looking to get started January 17th. They're going to start at the south end of the island and work their way north. So by the time they get to the heart of the residential properties, we should be out of season. So we've been working very closely with the town, their officials, and keeping their commission up to date with the project as well.
Okay. Just getting over Bridge Road being in the middle of season, so now we're going to do the bridge in the middle of season, and yeah, okay. Thank you.
Good.
Christie?
Okay. Number 2, move that the board approve the CIP revision to reflect the bid award, and move that the board authorize the county administrator or designee to execute any and all documents related to this request. The next item is our coastal environmental consulting continuing services contract. This contract has a maximum not to exceed contract value of $3.5 million and a maximum not to exceed contract term of 5 years. Staff is recommending that the board award the contract to the 2 highest scoring firms, which is Ecological Associates and Coastal Eco Group, and move that the board authorize the county administrator or designee to execute any and all documents related to this request. The last item is for a master purchase agreement service quote supplemental terms and conditions. This is a 5-year agreement which is for Vesta Solutions for our E911 system. The agreement provides Martin County with additional all-inclusive support and on-site managed services to ensure continuity of the county's 911 network. Staff is recommending that the board approve the service quote supplemental terms and conditions, and move that the board authorize the county administrator or designee to execute any and all documents related to this request. And that concludes this item.
Thank you very much. Commissioners, any questions? I need a motion.
Move to approve.
Second.
We have a motion, we have a second. Anybody from the public wish to comment on these items? Seeing none, all in favor of the motion say aye.
Aye.
All is opposed, motion carries unanimously.
Thank you.
Next item, if Narissa is here.
Coming on in. Where's your wagon with all your awards? He's coming.
Thank you. Merry Christmas.
Next item on the agenda is the Office of Tourism and Marketing 2021 Awards presentation. Narissa, good afternoon. Good morning.
Good morning, Commissioners. Narissa Okie, Tourism Director, for the record, and Ian Centrone is coming to join me in a second.
Happy birthday.
Oh, thank you. We're going to pull up the presentation here and hope that it works. I think we have some videos to show you and kind of take you through what happened. So last fall, the Tourism Office was awarded CARES funding, and we really need to thank tourism. We need to thank Taryn Krizda for her faith in us, the Board of County Commissioners for allowing this opportunity, George Stokes for presenting us with the opportunity, Elise Elder, Stephanie Merle. It was a real big team effort. The procurement department for making sure we got everything up and running, and then of course Shannon McCarthy and Sally Bynan. We could not have done it without them. So the funding allowed us to recuperate some projects that we did during the start of COVID, which seems like it was years ago. So we were able to recoup some of the stuff that we were doing. When we did a custom forecast, when we looked at COVID in the beginning of everything, we thought we'd be down about 26%, but in reality we were only down 12%, which is huge. And this year, as we look at FY21, we had our best year ever. We beat 3 million, which is huge for us, and we were up 19.97% from 2019. So we had the best year ever, and I think a lot of that has to do with the efforts that we did. So of the $1 million, 17 was used for reimbursement on programs, 6% was used for innovative software programs and tracking, about 2.5% was used for a meeting rebound campaign, 5% on innovative public relations campaigns and local vendors, 45% was industry-focused, and 60% was advertising. And we're going to kind of take you through what some of that looked like. So if you remember back, we're going to hope that this works. At the start of the pandemic, nobody was marketing, nobody was doing anything. This is kind of a progression of what the tourism office did during that time.
Breathe in. Breathe out. We know this won't be easy, not for you, your loved ones, or the memories you've had to put on hold. We know this won't be easy, not for our quaint main streets, our family-run businesses, or our local hotels and restaurants. Breathe in. Breathe out. We don't know when tourism will go back to normal, but we know it all needs to wait, at least for now. Staying home and postponing our travels is the best way we can all do our part during these uncertain times. Breathe in. Breathe out. So what can we do in the meantime? We can continue sharing little bits of sunshine to lift your spirits and brighten your day. Even that won't be easy with everything going on right now, but we can try, because we're all in this together, and there are happier days ahead of us. Breathe in. Breathe out. Rest assured, our paradise in Martin County, Florida isn't going anywhere. This won't be easy, but it won't last forever. And when the clouds finally pass, we'll be right here waiting.
So that was in March and April, when there was no travel, there were stay-at-home orders, there was a lot of uncertainty. And from a tourism perspective, it wasn't right to market or talk about stuff, but we wanted to stay relevant, and we wanted to be empathetic to what was going on. So that video, we had that one, and we had another video, and it was so well received on social media that we moved into another series. And I'm going to kind of go through the campaigns, and then Ian's going to wrap up with the awards. While we were doing a lot of different things going on, we've only highlighted a few of the things that we were working on in the awards that we got. So there we go. So after we had such positive response, we did this one. It's much shorter. We did a series of 4 videos, and this is what you got. It was done socially and organically. And it was just that. It was a moment of escape brought to you by Martin County. So this is in April, May. Things are still shut down. There's a lot of uncertainty. We didn't know what was going on, but we thought this was a peaceful way to stay relevant and really give people a moment of escape. All right. And from that, we started a postcard campaign. So the postcard campaign was ways to share a bit of Martin County with individuals, and you could send them a digital postcard and add your own message. Some of the stuff included, the headline was "Cabin Fever, It's the Worst. We're over it, you're over it too. The cure is wide open spaces." So this took us into the summer when things were open. We were open here in Martin County, and Florida was a little open. We had another one that said, "You know what sounds incredible right now? Feeling good about the world, about life, about everything." And then we had another one that featured the Martin Grade Scenic Highway that said, "Why not take the scenic route? Remember joy rides? Just you and a few friends on the open road, taking a joy ride." So we had these, and individuals could share these out. With individuals, we had some of the hotels that use these as sales calls. So they sent them to their past clients with a little message, "Just thinking about you. We're here when you're ready to come down." This mouse is very sensitive. Where'd it go?
Mouse ran away.
Mouse, there we go. Okay, there we go. And then as we headed into the summer, the research was showing that men were more willing to travel than their female counterparts. They were ready to get out and about. Did I miss one? They were willing to get out and about, so we launched myfloridafishingtrip.com. So if you go to My Florida Fishing Trip, it comes up with the Fish Like a Local page, which is a Martin County fishing page. We had articles from Ed Killer, who's our fishing expert here, and we had information about not just we'll have all of our world records, the species of fish that are caught in the water, a quiz to determine if you are an expert angler or a casual caster. And we also had a section that talked about fishing for kids and all of our female anglers here as well. But the point of this was it's a great way to socially distance to get out on the water, and we have fishing galore here. And then as we moved through, let me see, this one's not going to show. We moved through getting ready to the CARES funding. We had this last one here, and it was again a when you're ready, we're ready for you. So that's led us up to a innovative campaign that we launched, which was the Missed Milestones campaign. I have a short video. We're almost done with all the videos, but I thought it was really important to kind of show you what's out in the marketplace, because residents and commissioners were not necessarily marketing to the individuals here, so you don't necessarily see all the stuff that we have going on. But Miss Milestones was very innovative in the fact that we were able to use CARES funding, and for people who bought 2 nights, we paid for the 3rd night with our participating hotels. They had to book now because we had a really quick window, so they had to book by December 31st and pay for everything by December 31st, but they could travel a little later. And we'll show this one really quick.
We all missed a lot last year. Celebrate your missed milestones in a naturally quaint paradise. Visit missedmilestones.com for special offers and travel promotions. Start planning now.
So we had that in the market for a really quick period of time, and with that we had different funding sources and different campaigns going on. We were able to track with one program over 18 million impressions and 1,042 trips taken to Martin County. So with the cookies that are enabled on the ads, we find out when people view the ad, and then once they hit market, we know that they're here, so that's the return on investment in terms of the advertising. We also worked with another company called Epsilon. We spent $55,000 and we generated over $2 million in revenue in Martin County. There was 10,000 visits here, and there was about 26,000 transactions, 2.5 average purchases at $194 per visitor. So as you get into spending more money, you can get really granular in terms of the return on investment. So it was really interesting to watch how that came through.
We all missed a lot
and everybody missed a lot last year. I think everyone was kind of over it. And then the last thing we did in conjunction with the now Martin Arts, which at that point was the Arts Council of Martin County, was we launched an innovative arts and cultural trail, and this is still active, and we're going to do this again. So we worked with the local Palm City artist, Dot Galford, and she created these limited edition turtles. They were hid at all of the cultural attractions as well as all of the Martin County art and public places, and you could kind of do your own self-guided scavenger hunt, and you would find these turtles. And if you find the turtles, if you find a gold one, and we're going to do this again, so if you find a gold one, you get VIP tickets to Arts Fest. And if you find another one, you got, at that point, I think you got a free ticket, a regular ticket. This year we're looking at doing a buy one, get one free. Because Arts Fest was kind of going back into the market, and we wanted people to know about the event and also get out and see the areas. So that kind of wraps up where we are, and I'm going to turn it over to Ian Centrone to talk about the award wins. And you kind of saw the creative that took place, and now you can kind of hear how these resonated with the rest of the world, basically.
Yeah, absolutely. Ian Centrone, for the record. Always wanted to say that.
Okay.
Thank you for having me. So when we found out that we were getting this funding, we knew that we really wanted to put together some out-of-the-box ideas that we wouldn't necessarily be able to execute in a normal year. So we put our thinking caps on, and we really wanted to stay sensitive to the ever-evolving pandemic. But we set this internal goal for ourselves of creating award-winning work, just to fortify Martin County's reputation. We're a small but mighty team, but we wanted people to know that in the world of destination marketing organizations and just the tourism industry as a whole, we were a force to be reckoned with. So we got to work, we put together our target list of awards that we wanted to go after, and then spent a lot of time perfecting our entries, and the hard work paid off. So I'm going to take you through, I'm about to get a little obnoxious here with awards and trophies. So the first one, yeah, Vanna White. So the first award that we won was the Bronze Anvil, which was presented by the Public Relations Society of America. The PRSA is the largest, oldest, most prestigious professional public relations organization in the country. So we were thrilled to learn that the first award of the season was their Bronze Anvil for our Miss Milestones campaign, and that was in the Best Tactical Pivot category, which basically was to address just the different ways that brands were adjusting and adapting to the pandemic. So definitely a big one, considering pivot was the buzzword of the past 2 years. And this award specifically is open to all industries. It's not just travel. So we were extremely excited. The runner-up for this specific award was the Hershey Chocolate Company. Slightly bigger team, a little more budget, but other winners were Amazon, Coca-Cola, 3M, really, really massive brands. Then we were at the Visit Florida Awards. So they host the Flagler Awards every year, and this is just to recognize the best in-state marketing campaigns. So we were at the Governor's Conference in Hollywood, Florida, and we found out that we won all 3 of the Henry Awards that we applied for, which is their top honor. So the first was the Henry for our fishing campaign that Narissa walked you through. These things are heavy. They're like weapons. The second was a Henry for the best social media marketing campaign, and that was for the Moment of Escape video, which we really tied to kind of the mental health aspect that people were experiencing during the pandemic. And the third was Best in Show for our budget category, which was just overall marketing efforts. So that was really, really exciting. This is the top honor that you can win in terms of Florida tourism. And the only destination that was more decorated than Martin County during the event was the Florida Keys. So we were in good company. Shortly after, we had the Destiny Awards hosted by ESTO and the U.S. Travel Association. This was out in Las Vegas, which we actually didn't attend. But this was to recognize our Martin County Arts and Culture Trail. It was the Destiny Award in the Destination and Best Product Development in the entire country. So that was something that we were extremely proud of. And again, in great company, other winners of they only have 17 categories, were Visit Austin, Texas, Aspen. They also had Myrtle Beach, so that was exciting. Shortly after that, we found ourselves in Spartanburg, South Carolina, attending the annual Connections Conference hosted by the Southeast Tourism Society. This is a membership-based organization that just includes 13 states in the Southeast region, as well as the District of Columbia. So we won their Shining Example Award, which was for our Missed Milestones campaign, so another award. Again, other destinations were Visit Macon, Visit North Carolina. And then last but not least, literally this morning, we received our final 2 awards of the season, which are the Travel Weekly Magellan Awards. So these are presented by Travel Weekly magazine. This is actually an international competition, and it recognizes players in the tourism industry as a whole. So you have airlines, cruise lines, destinations, tour operators. So we took home the gold for the best arts and cultural destination in the US and Canada, and we also won a silver for best overall destination marketing in US and Canada. So it was a busy season, but again, we just want to thank you for trusting us to invest these funds smartly and strategically, and we are extremely grateful to all of our partners in the community, for all of the Martin County staff that helped us bring these to life, and I think overall we're just really proud to represent Martin County.
It's amazing. Commissioner Heatherington.
You are a small but mighty team. I hope Hershey's not watching, because we certainly don't want them down here stealing our staff. No, congratulations. You really do turn a dollar into, so many more. And you're both very skilled at public relations and have done an amazing, amazing job. Congratulations.
Absolutely.
Ms. Krista, did you have them sign the no-competes yet?
I think also you want to add to this, and I don't know how you duplicate this, Narissa, although you'll probably have to do this at the next TDC, so you probably have to literally duplicate what you just did. And they said our partners, but I really, a lot of credit and support goes to the industry that is in the background of all this, that they are the ones that, these guys produce this phenomenal work that they do, but they're the ones who do the daily work of doing heads and beds and making sure that the visitor's experience is as good as we can make it. It has been a ridiculously challenging year for the industry, or 2 years for the industry, and on a whole bunch of different levels, but to the person out there that's doing it, they're incredible, and we are so fortunate to have the owners and the properties that we have doing the work that they're doing. So amazing bag full of goodies, and I can't wait to see what happens next year. Commissioner Hurd.
Yeah, just, you're terrific. It's clear that you love what you do, and you make us all very proud. Thank you.
Well, Commissioner Smith, just one quick to weigh in on your point. Whenever Narissa makes a phone call, at least 9 times out of 10, when she asks these restaurants and these hotels or these living areas, homes, whatever it is, to comp so that the travel writers coming in and those folks that are visiting us don't have that expense, they are willing to do that. And we are so fortunate for the businesses that work with Narissa and her team to do that.
And I think
Because they know that Narissa is going to get them business.
Exactly, yeah.
And I think I mentioned everyone, but it really was the staff here that helped us and allowed us to get all of this done. And poor Sally, when we told her we had a budget of $1 million to open and close in 2 months, she rose to the challenge. And we were opening and closing POs like crazy because the CARES deadline was, everything had to be spent and accounted for in December. So it was a team effort. Tourism team is 3 teams, but we definitely have to thank George and Stephanie, Elise, and Shannon as well. The whole county team is amazing here.
Sally's in the back.
Narissa, how long have you been?
There she is.
Narissa, is it 5 years?
I have been here 7 years.
7 years. So, and again, if you all remember where we started with Narissa and where we are today, it's nothing short of amazing. Because we were in a very different place than where we are today. And to your and your staff's credit, you have put us in an absolute amazing, award-winning tourism department. So thank you very, very much.
Thank you so much.
All right, with that, we'll break for lunch. We'll be back at 1:30.